want every side to come together to attempt to take down the 100 side.
Man, they got to understand.
We want all the smoke.
We go off the content.
Three, two, one. Hey there, welcome back to the channel where we keep it real. No capping. I'm your host, bringing you nothing but straight fire and authenticity. Today, we're diving into 12 rooms that I got to promote. The 100 ENT showroom, hosted by Big Wack100. The Beehive room. Love and R&B room, hosted by the queen of the 100 side, R&B. No room for the weak. No mercy room. Spin the block room. 100 ENT Jailbreak Squad room. 100 ENT Solve room. Petty Betty and Toxic Tanya room. Dangerous Minds room, hosted by Beast. Good Burger, hosted by Pitbull. Sleepless in LA, and many more. If you want to get closer or you want to be a part of the show, go to Clubhouse, follow one of these rooms, or you look for a room titled with Wack100. These particular videos all made possible by the one and only Wack100. Get ready to vibe with me as we explore the hardest topics that need some real recognition in the streets. Let's jump right into it and show some love to this channel by hitting the like and or subscribe button. So, without further ado, hold it down. One mic on Wack.
I'm like, bro, why would I have Benadryl on me? He was like, man, you know, I ate some shrimp.
He thinks you're the pharmacist.
And yeah, look like I don't know what you got going on.
Right, we got some King pills right here. Which, by the way, that person, King Pill, has announced that he would like to box Christopher Lovejoy now that he's been blocked out of the Foresters fight.
That might be doable.
Pretty good, right? I mean, that's doable. Lovejoy needs a fixer-upper now.
No, that's
he needs
doable.
something to get him on his feet again. Might be doable. Literally.
His homeboy called me yesterday, Time Bomb on 456. And they was a little bothered about some of the things that's been going on, and they just wanted to make sure that they could have a little time to clean some things up and make sense out of some things. A real respectable dude.
Like what kind of stuff?
I guess all the little stuff he been doing. I don't know, bro.
Lovejoy? Or King Pill?
Yeah, the other dude. Yeah, King I don't Pill. Know him. But no, you know what? But I think, you know, 600 might whoop him.
I mean, he's definitely got the experience.
Yeah, long as I give him his Benadryl and he don't eat shellfish prior to the fight, 600 gonna be ready.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think King Pill and him, that would be. I think, okay, a lot of different people in this No Jumper cinematic universe, I think, have inflated senses of confidence when you're dealing with people. Like, granted, there's natural talent in boxing and you get experience from going to prison and fighting in there, everything like that. But I'm kind of sick of seeing people who don't train, who don't practice, who don't have any kind of boxing experience and don't live as if they are trying to get more experience, acting as if they're just going to walk into a ring and dominate, because everybody else in combat sports, from boxing to UFC to whatever, but leading up to a fight, they work hard to get their cardio in shape, to work on their striking, everything like that. And I got to sit here and listen to King Pill and 4Extra tell me that there's no reason for them to train ever. And they're just going to be able to walk through everybody.
Well, you know, they going to try to get somebody out the way. You get in the ring with a boxer, you're boxing. So the odds of you just continually locking up with this dude is slim to none, especially if his footwork is right. He gonna run your ass around that ring until he see you getting fatigued, and then he gonna go in for the kill. But you know what? My man Steve Marcano has a fight coming up that 600 is scheduled to be on in Florida. I'm gonna call him and see, because this is like for Dominicans. Okay. And I think 600 is like 28% Dominican.
Really?
So he's fighting as a Dominican.
What? You can just switch your race up for boxing purposes?
I mean, if you part Dominican, you part Dominican. I mean, shit, he Cuban. I think he all Cuban. Your mom and daddy is. So if you part Dominican, you part Dominican.
Well, you don't really need to like fight as a race in a boxing match,
no, but
right?
I think this is like something going on. I gotta call my man Steve Marcano. He'll let me know. I might could slide him in there. But you know, this is the thing. It's business, Adam. And a lot of these dudes, they come with a lot of riffraff. because they be thinking something gonna happen or somebody's trying to do something to them. When this business is business, if somebody wanted to do something to you, they ain't gonna conduct no business. They just gonna make you their business. So you can't show up, a bunch of people, come with your little crew, 7, 8 people, your trainer, whatever. Come do your little thing and go on about your way, because really ain't nobody paying you no mind, for real, for real.
But you don't think the problem with one of these boxing matches, if we were to set up a no jumper oriented boxing match that had all kinds of different personalities from our world boxing, you don't think that there would inevitably be some problems with the entourages?
Not if I had something to do with it, because the way I'm gonna set it up. First of all, I don't really care about the seating capacity of it, because the range of no jumpers is a worldly range, right? So now we go to the pay-per-view aspect of it. Secondly, I wouldn't do no more than 1,500, 2,000 seats.
But there will be people there.
Yeah,
and
but
some percentage of them are going to want to kill each other.
But no, it all depends on what people you put there.
Right. Well, just for example, 4Extra and King Pill, let's say that had worked out. Well, you've got a lot of unruly gang members who are going to be there and are probably going to want to get into some shit. Well,
the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get with brother Tony Muhammad and brother Pitbull from the NOI FOI and contract them. For some reason, when they're working the doors and working the floor in the parking lots, people seem to respect it, all sides, for some reason. So I would definitely bring the NOI, FOI into it. And then you got to have your standard basic security, because at that point in time, we got insurance hazards. We got things we got to worry about. And a lot of people don't understand is that, and I tell people, when people say, Wack, are you a street ninja? I come from the streets.
So everybody's just saying ninja now? Just the old school N-word's just gone?
I said that for YouTube.
Okay.
Right. But when it comes to the business aspect of it, no, definitely not. Nothing about me when it comes to business is that. So I'm going to put certain things in place and in play to make sure that the business is right. I can't have a dude come in there and we 80 or 100,000 into the ring and the production, and because you want to mad dog somebody and do something crazy, right? Destroy the night, because once it's done, then we can't get our money back from them. You know what I mean? So I'll let people know. I have an obligation to tell the streets, hey, you may want to watch it at home, pay-per-view. Because these doors are being monitored, you being searched, you being screened, you got the NOI, FOI, and when you're doing things like that these days, the local police department is gonna make you.
That's what I was thinking.
Bring them into play.
NOI, good. LAPD, also good. They should be there.
No, definitely. You have to do that. But what I'm gonna do is let the people know, hey,
right,
this is what's here. Now, you decide to bring your dumb ass up here on some bullshit and get caught up, I'm telling you, for a certain price, you can watch it at home. Smoke weed, get high.
Have a watch party.
You could do whatever you want to do. You could do some Diddy shit.
Walk
around
sure,
throwing baby oil. I don't know what y'all got going on.
I feel like
you know about that.
No.
You know your name
never
is in the
seen baby oil.
transcripts.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking of someone else.
No, your shit came up.
You're thinking of Trump.
You and Leonardo DiCaprio.
You were on the island with Trump.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm thinking though, you were on the island with Trump for sure. You probably have the observation that I've had, that there's a big difference when you do any kind of organized event. There's a big difference between gang members and drunk gang members.
Definitely.
From my perspective, that's usually where the wild card stuff starts to come in.
Majority gang members between the ages of 38 and up are sensible. They come and enjoy themselves.
Right.
And they're going to be the voice of reason. Unless you a direct threat to them, they're not tripping.
8 drinks later.
Yeah, you get a few of them. But if they're with the right crowd of homies, it's going to be contained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Either they're going to get him out of there or they're going to supervise it. But nevertheless, I tell people like, bro, the street business isn't even working for the streets. They're shutting down cookie stores. Right?
You talking about Memphis?
Cookies, no, just I'm seeing them. Burners thing, I've been seeing them on the internet today.
Oh, the weed brand.
Yeah, they so and that
Where'd
was that was the last feasible, real, partially legal drug business, right?
But you're saying the cookie stores are getting shut down all over LA?
I've been seeing them shut down.
I wonder why.
Something they was, but I mean, brother, I remember when they was 5,000-6,000 for something. Now it's 800 to 1,200. Is more weed out there. Oklahoma now is legally to grow. So people that was coming from Texas, 1,500 miles, they can go 400 or 500 miles and get their thing less risk. I believe New Jersey is to grow, and New York, I believe, could distribute now, right? So now all that back and forth over here is over with.
I mean, it's
done.
It's kind of wild just because like almost everybody I know buys weed through black market means that they're not going to a store.
They don't have to come this far no more.
And they're going to charge you so much more that it's like anyone who's even a little bit serious about weed at some point is going to switch over to getting their weed from a source that's going to charge them half as much, better product, and not go to one of these super expensive dispensaries where you go in and you spend $100 on an eighth. That shit realistically only appeals to mega normies and tourists.
Ray J told me, I was watching him roll a blunt. I was mimicking him on his Twitch. And I'm like, how much weed is in there? He said it's an eighth. So he said he paid $85. So I said, well, add in your little blunt papers.
Exactly.
You just set $90 on fire. Right. Now, how high you got to get? Do you have to smoke? Is it that it's expensive? Or, because see, to me, like, $85 worth of weed
sounds crazy,
is a lot of weed
for any drug.
I remember the little zigzag. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, let's say you smoke 5 blunts a night. You spend $500 on getting high. I mean, that's not a casual weed smoking thing. You're like a crackhead, but way worse because no crackheads are spending $500 a day on crack. I think that realistically, smoking weed through a blunt is just like a very inefficient way to take weed in. It looks cool. You're just not
it's
really
like tobacco.
If you really just wanted to get high, you would get something like a dab setup and you'd be hitting the wax or something like that. That's like a fairly efficient way to take weed in. I don't know. It's more of like a flex.
So here goes the thing, man.
Thing, honestly.
I'm up running around all day. I went at home and played a little Fido and Fetch with R&B.
What is Fido and Fetch?
That's our business. And then you come sending me a text talking about first 12 o'clock, then 11 o'clock. I'm like, man, he wants us to be down there at 11 in the morning.
I was moving around because I was trying to make it to my mom's birthday party.
But you know, you my brother, I'm always going to adjust. I'm like, whatever you say. But yeah, brother, like right at the end of us playing Fido and Fetch, you sent the text. She was a little irritated. She said, what? I said, yeah, we got to shower up and go to bed.
So she hasn't actually had enough. She's still thirsting for more.
Fido and Fetch.
And that's some sort of dog thing? I don't know.
Yeah, that's our little thing. Don't
you hide the bone.
No, don't worry about the details. You know what I'm saying? Just know we both get our turn on the leash.
So she walks you around on a leash?
Bro, I didn't tell you what she did. I didn't tell you what I did. I just said we both get our turn on the leash.
Okay. I mean, I think everybody out there assumes that you do freaky shit that we don't know about behind the scenes.
Any couple together.
I'm talking about you.
Any couple together that doesn't do freaky shit with restrictions. You're just a bore and you're waiting for somebody to take your man and somebody to take your woman.
What's your no list?
No men involved. No men involved, no penetration.
Upside down pineapple.
No upside down pineapple.
What is that?
J Diggs' ex, white chick. I was gonna bring her.
Weren't you supposed to run the fade with her?
Listen, I don't know the dude.
Oh, okay.
Been clout chasing for 3 years.
Okay.
So, but you know, if we run into each other, it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Okay.
This is a dude, again, Adam. I think you got some of these people that you never heard of, don't know, and they just come up with their own fantasy problem. I mean, never talked to, never seen, never did no business, never seen in passing, and then now they just create a problem.
But mine are usually like no-name random YouTubers who just popped up in the last 6 months, whereas J Diggs, realistically, that's a pillar in his community, a very respected guy.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Bro, you know how much, you must didn't hear the content.
What?
His girl, she exposed it, white chick. I was gonna bring her, but I told R&B, Adam gonna wanna hit her. I said, I'm gonna want to hit this. We might have to bring her down. But I got the content.
Okay.
Yeah, she sent the content. She bust my eye. And she says, Wack, he does this thing called the upside down pineapple where he makes his ass clap while he's on his hands, bouncing up and down, making grunt noises.
You're telling me J Diggs does this?
Yeah, we got the content.
Okay.
So, she came to the 100 side.
You have a video of this?
She sent it. I swear to God.
And I can see his face in it, because I will acknowledge that as being a real thing if you can show that.
No, I told her, she said, Wack, here go a picture of his face. I'm his woman. She said all the text messages. He said, but if I'm here at the edge of the bed and he's on his hands bouncing up and down, so she sent his face. This is her, this white chick.
Doesn't really look like J
That's
Diggs.
J Diggs, like a motherfucker. Oh, that's J Diggs.
Looks like a random.
No, that's J Diggs.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not, right?
No, that's J Diggs.
I mean, I interviewed him. Doesn't look like him.
Oh, that's J Diggs. What you talking about?
It looks like a very different person, like not the same person at all.
That's J Diggs. What you talking about, fool? That's him.
Okay, and it's a close up of his face. There's no booty shaking or anything like that.
Who? Oh, no. We got the upside down pineapple.
That's it.
It's upside down pineapple.
That looks like just a dude banging a vagina.
No, he's upside down, right?
Yo.
So what he does is he gets to the edge of the bed, puts his hands on the floor, she said his feet be by her ears. She turns on the camera. He knows that she's recording.
He's hitting it upside down. I don't actually know what that position is called.
He calls it the upside. She says he calls it the upside down pineapple, and he says, "Baby, are my ass keep shaking? Are my ass like he likes to make his ass like something crazy?" I don't know the lady. Her name is Bree. White chick. Fairly decent looking white chick. She's from the Bay.
I mean, what I saw in that video looked like heterosexual sex. If anything, his ball sack looked a little gray.
Here goes the thing.
Like a gray sack.
I could be laying down on the bed naked.
We all saw it.
Laying down.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga's upside down with his hands on the floor, jumping up and down, making his ass cheeks clap, telling the chick to record it, and baby, is it turning you on?
I didn't see any of that. Booty popping on the handstand is what R&B called it.
There you go. I can call her. She'll tell you.
No, I'm all right. Yeah. But we have more intense things that we need to talk about, namely the fact that everybody is pulling up to everybody else's neighborhoods.
Pulling up to some. See,
LA is in a state of
Here's
turmoil.
the thing with me, right? And I'm going to say this. Pulling up to somebody's neighborhood, right? If you're on that top of time, and videotaping yourself pulling up to the neighborhood tells me you just saw some bozo shit.
Some clout
because
chasing?
when we pulled up to somebody's neighborhood on that top of time, we went through the streets and we went to the blocks where they at. And if we didn't see that person, then we left a little reminder that we pulled up in the neighborhood.
Like killing a random person?
I mean, no, ain't no random. It's like, you got to remember, I'm always guilty of being where I'm from every day.
Okay.
Right? So when you clout chasing like that, now what happens is, now you have gotten attention of the neighborhood. Right? More Extra's neighborhood is way bigger than him. He's a molecule when it comes to what that neighborhood stands for and how deep it is. It's more people that don't understand the internet over there that do. So now you get the penitentiary phones calling. You get the dudes in the streets that don't even know how to work their phone saying who's this, who is that. And this is why I'm getting calls from people's neighborhoods saying, look, Wack, we ain't looking for these type of issues because we already got our own issues where we at, right? We ain't got no issues with these people, but we know this dude is representing what we representing. Can you put me on the phone with these people over there? And that's what I've been doing for the last week or so, because it makes no sense because people will do away games, right? Don't think because you over there, people won't drive over there and probably won't see you. But the chick that said they be on this block, when they don't see you, guess what they do? They wet the block. Now, is that worth trolling somebody in their neighborhood?
Right. Because
Why didn't he just pull up and catch 4 extras here? If he catch 4 extras walking out there, or he pull up, 4 extras gonna give him a fade right there. 4 extras ain't that 4 extras gonna give him a fade. He just not giving him the promotional fade. If he run into 4 extras, right, he gonna give him a fight.
okay, when I talked to King Pill about this yesterday, as you can probably tell, because his fake perks still on the table. Anyway, I was asking him about this and telling him, you know, you've really made this more serious than you probably intended to, because
You
now,
playing.
You
playing.
How am I playing?
Because
I was trying to set up a boxing match.
I'm gonna be real. I'll tell you how you playing. You go over there to a very prominent neighborhood, and they acknowledge you.
Where?
As you acknowledge them.
What neighborhood are you talking about?
4 extras neighborhood.
Okay.
Right? You did something ordinarily they don't let people do. Right? But, and I'm gonna tell you, because I started to get the blame for it. They really was saying, Wack, you got the Crips out the building and brought the Bloods in. I didn't know what they was talking about, because I didn't know that you had went to New York and I had no idea. You didn't even tell me you was doing that, right? I had no idea, right? So now they look up and they see you, and I know what you're doing. You just doing your little content thing and seeing if there's another character or personality to tap into, you know, to continue your business. That's your business. But now it's like the dude is disrespecting the spot that showed you love, you embracing that, right? So now what happens is 4 extra starts to catch a little flack behind it. You don't see it because he's in street politics. This is why when I got called to say, hey, we want to come interview, hey, listen, homie, I got business with some of them people. I don't know why you doing what you doing. If you got an issue with 4 extras, keep it right there. But for me being where I'm from, to sit you at my table means I'm stamping that your actions, and I don't agree with them.
Okay, so they went to the 40s after my trip to New York with King Pill. And
I understand that.
So and King Pill was actually pretty upset with me because I told him that we couldn't post the video of his song if it included footage of him going to that neighborhood.
Definitely couldn't do it.
And that also that I wasn't going to be able to go to Pomona and do the video shoot in his neighborhood, which happened yesterday. I actually sent Lush.
That's respectful.
Crash Dummy Lush. Sent him to do it instead. And I guess everything went pretty well. And then they came and we did the interview afterwards. And King Pill, I mean, he stopped short of apologizing, but he definitely was trying to kind of explain things and make it as if like he was acting like, oh, when I went there, I didn't disrespect the 40s, I didn't disrespect 4 extra, etc. I'm like, bro, you were filming yourself with a gun in the car, and then you were in the neighborhood with red rags and everything and all this. Now, apparently he went to the wrong neighborhood. That's what a lot of people are saying, because I guess Smack was notified and pulled up right afterwards, and it's actually a park that is typically associated with the Hoovers.
Well, I don't know. All I do know is I believe they was in that neighborhood. It was just a street over from where they really be. I was a little bothered by G Uno, because I'm like, G Uno, you already on your rebuild mission. Mm-hmm. You went to jail right when your spark was going, and you come home, dude ain't on your level with what you're doing as a rapper, but you're letting him drag you down there to the trolling, the stuff he feels he has to do to be acknowledged. Now, because you there, the phone is ringing. Now, we already got enough we all got to worry about, right? And be aware of. But you got some gangs that's like the 40s ain't tripping Pacoimas, because we where we at, they where they at.
Exactly, yeah.
We didn't have our issues. I'm pretty sure one is in the county jail when random accident happened. That just happens, right? And that happens with us not knowing who each other's from. Mm-hmm. But when you start to do that, because you got to remember, he's from like Long Beach, he's from a border neighborhood of LA County. Right. He's the last city in LA County before you go to another county. So they're the bridge, right? Long Beach is Orange County, Pomona is San Bernardino County, right? So they're out the way, and internally, they dealing with Trey 57, Southside Villages, Pomona 12 Streets, the Sharks, essays. They got serious wars over there. It's bloody over there. It's a fact. But they don't need no miscellaneous search parties coming out when they're already dealing with what they're dealing with because somebody playing on the internet. Now, but had a reason.
But Bomb Uno is a lot closer to home. So that everybody's kind of looking at that like, that could be an issue.
There you have it. Yeah. That's what I told the homie. I'm like, bro, I don't understand what you doing. You letting this dude who ain't really on your level drag you down there with him, right? But what he don't understand, being from where he at, is that this a grimy, treacherous, two-faced gutter down here. Everybody got babies by certain people's sisters, relatives from across the street and over here, and you will get politicked on and won't even know you being lined up and fed to the wolves. And guess what? You can drive 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you still ain't back in the comforts of your block. So you're a long way from home to be down here playing. So, hopefully they get it right because it's already things going on. It's a few wars going on. Summertime is here. We got the Hispanics going through what they going through. And I've been sitting back really on the edge because I don't know what that's going to lead to.
Really?
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, that could blow up on us all. Anybody that's black, anybody that's from the streets who's not on their toes watching what's going on in these streets, because it's a distraction going on, right? Everybody's distracted on what's going on downtown and what's going on in these little pockets with the protests, and while the distraction is going on, people might make the decision like, you know what? Since they ain't standing with us, then we gonna stand against them.
Oh, so you think we're on the verge of a race war of sorts?
It's possible, and you got to prepare yourself for the possibilities. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's possible because they could sit back and say, hey, they ain't standing with us, so they against us. So you know what? While we dealing with ICE, we gonna deal with them too before they get us, right? They could be, and then we gonna go back. They could be on that. And I sat back and I kind of ran it through my mind, should we be out there on the front line with them? So I thought about Rodney King, I thought about George Floyd, and you get your view, but that was a Negro thing, and that's what we had to deal with.
That was like 30 years ago.
It doesn't matter when it was.
Don't you feel like the Mexicans were out in force during the George Floyd protests?
Not at all. I didn't see them like that. I mean, you're going to see, I saw white people front line to keep it real, but I didn't see a movement to where La Raza was saying, hey, we out there with you, right? I didn't see that. And guess what? It wasn't their obligation or responsibility, right? It wasn't their time to take that chance or risk that.
I mean, you voted for Trump, so if anything, you should probably go protest and be hand in hand, arm in arm with ICE.
Well, this the thing, and I hate to hit you with a reality check, but 46% of the Hispanics voted for Trump. More black people voted for Kamala than Trump. This is a fact. Male and female, 46% of the Hispanic race voted for Trump. Trump's whole run, he was telling you he's gonna do mass deportation. Now, we can't blame Trump because a lot of these things was already established during the Obama administration. It's easy for Trump to activate it because it's already on the books. He don't gotta go get nothing passed, it's there.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So,
but that is kind of the funny thing.
46%, pull it up, bro.
No, I did. I just looked it up. It was 31 in 2020, and then it was 46 in the most recent election.
48.
Election, not
for
election.
Trump.
Freudian slip.
So 15% since the first time to the second time.
But okay, this is the thing, is that, so you've got large groups of people, obviously majority Hispanic, protesting these ICE raids and everything. Shouldn't they be working on their own community in advance of this, given that their own community went in large part for Trump? Like, it just seems like they are fighting against these ICE raids. It's like, bro, you're way too late. You should have had some of this energy when Trump was running.
This is what I'm
You should have
confused
had
about.
this energy for your own community. It's too late.
This is why I'm
Trump
confused.
is already in office, and the country as a whole, the number one issue that got Trump elected was illegal immigration.
So why did they vote for him?
Because they don't give a f- because a huge percentage of Hispanics, of Mexicans,
Are legal.
They look at the illegal immigrants and they see them as the problem starters. They actually want them out of
They
their
want them out.
community.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
So a lot of, like, I seen one essay, he said something real. He said, you're standing on top of a car protesting against going back to Mexico, your country, but you're waving the Mexican flag in California, the United States.
And acting like it's a death sentence if they get sent back to Mexico. Yeah.
If you're waving your flag and you're proud of your flag and your country, why are you protesting about going back?
Right.
And when you think about it, it don't make sense. Now, I will say this. I'm seeing a lot of Trump's doing some guerrilla tactics. I didn't believe it. Me and R&B took a ride. It's Marines around the federal.
Yeah, love, this shit finna go crazy. This shit finna go crazy.